It's happening, gang. Ultra MAGA GOP candidates are surging, and even blue states are beginning to fall. We're going to take a look at the latest poll surge among GOP candidates. We're going to see how even Democrats' strongholds are beginning to break, and make sure to stick them at the very end of this video where we'll find out what Democrats are whispering behind the scenes. And let's just say for them, it's panic time. You're not going to want to miss this. Greetings, everyone. It's me, Dr. Steve, your Patriot Professor, helping you think better so you can feel better in these crazy and turbulent times. So make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. And gang, make sure to click on that link below and visit the amazing Patriots over at Goldco. If you've got $50,000 or more in an IRA, 401k, or savings account, you need to protect those assets from bumbling Biden's economic insanity with the timeless value of gold and silver. Click on that link below. Talk to our good friends over at Goldco. They're patriots just like us. They want you to succeed so much. They're offering up to $10,000 in free silver if you open up an account with them. But this is a limited time offer, so don't wait. Click on that link below or visit my special website, Turley Talks Likes Gold. All right, let's dive right in here, gang. Now, one of the things that I have been harping on over these last couple of months is how we all needed to be patient and resilient during what's known as a very noticeable Republican polling low during the late summer months. This is the time when the lamestream media starts getting all giddy, right? The Republicans are going to blow it. They're losing their lead. The Democrats have started to surge. It looks like the GOP is headed for disaster in the midterms. We get this every single election cycle. What the media doesn't tell you, what they hide from you and exploit for their own pathetic gain, is that they know that every single election year, everyone, Republican candidates poll low between mid-July all the way to mid-September, sometimes all the way to October. They poll lower than the Democrats. And the reason, as Rich Barris over at the People's Pundit has analyzed, the reason is simply that the Republican constituency, right? Working class folk, patriots, rural folk, mid-America, big families, they just tend to tune out of politics for these months, largely because they have lives. They tune out in a way that the more cosmopolitan Democratic constituencies don't. And what that means is that the polls tend to be skewed artificially towards Democrat candidates during these months, since their constituencies are available for polling in a way that Republican constituencies are not. Again, Terry McAuliffe was crushing Glenn Youngkin by 8 percentage points, 46-38 back in August and early September of last year. And of course, Youngkin began to surge in mid-September into October and ended up crushing McAuliffe, embarrassingly so. And so here we are in mid-September, and guess what's beginning to happen? We're beginning to see the surge. And indeed, it is a massive surge. It is so massive. How massive is it? I'm channeling my inner Rodney Dangerfield here. It is so massive that we're even beginning to see some of the bluest of the blue states actually turning red. That's literally what we have going on right now. Let's start with one of the single most reliably blue states in the nation, and that is Oregon. Oregon in the Pacific Northwest. The Cook Political Report has just officially moved Oregon from lean Democrat to toss-up. This is Oregon. Oregon right now is moving towards the GOP. Oregon has not elected a Republican to the governor's mansion in literally decades. Republican candidate Christine Drawson is beginning to pull ahead in a three-way race that's giving the Republicans an incredible chance to flip Oregon red in the aftermath of what has had to have been one of the single most disastrous governor's tenure in the nation. If you don't know, Oregon's current rabid leftist governor is very, very unpopular, and that unpopularity is giving the Republicans an extraordinary opportunity here in this state. But it's not just Oregon. In the state of Nevada, that's gone blue in 5 of the last 7 presidential elections, they're on track to see a massive political sea change. The MAGA Republican Adam Laxalt is beating his leftist Democrat opponent, all as the governor's race has become a dead heat. Imagine Nevada electing both a Republican senator, a MAGA Republican senator at that, and a solid Republican governor. That is exactly what we're seeing emerge in the polling. In the state of Minnesota, which will forever live in infamy with being the only state that voted for Walter Mondale in 1984 in the Reagan blowout, their ultra-leftist Attorney General Keith Ellison is actually now tied with the Republican challenger Jim Schultz. Again, this is just something otherwise unheard of in Minnesota politics. In Pennsylvania, where the last Democrat governor won by 17 points, Dr. Oz has surged within the margin of error to the Frankenstein candidate, John Fetterman. The needle was moved over 3 points in Dr. Oz's direction since August. Again, that's the pattern that we're seeing in every cycle. Keep that in mind. And as far as our very own Doug Mastriano is concerned, Real Clear Politics, the polling aggregate, is predicting that the gubernatorial election in Pennsylvania will indeed be a GOP pickup. Mastriano is projected to win. And we're seeing these trends all over the place. The latest from Civics has J.D. Vance up 3 in Ohio. Herschel Walker starting to surge past that lunatic Warnock, the Warlock. And wait until you see the latest polls coming out of Arizona. They are breathtaking. But first, for you podcast fans out there, we recently launched our brand new Turley Talks podcast, which tens of thousands of you have been downloading. I cannot thank you enough for that. We've actually made it to the 14th most downloaded podcast for American news on Apple Podcasts, but you can help us become number one by simply clicking on the link below and subscribe to my podcast. You can listen on Apple, Spotify, iHeart, Amazon, you name it, every weekday, 3 times a day, every day. You can take my analysis anywhere you go, so make sure to click on that link below and subscribe to download my podcast, and let's make it to number one together. All right, in the amazing state of Arizona, wow, which unfortunately, by the way, has gone blue of late with their 2 Democratic senators. But we are seeing literally nothing short of a political earthquake. The latest Trafalgar polling has the ultra MAGA warrior Carrie Lake up 4 over Democratic opponent Katie Hobbs. The equally ultra MAGA diehard Mark Fincham is blowing away his Democratic opponent for Secretary of State. He's up by 7. And Blake Masters has surged to win in the margin of error with the incumbent Democrat Mark Kelly for the Senate. And these trends are being bolstered by very clear inclination among the electorate towards the Republican candidate on the generic ballot. So, for example, Rich Barris's polling, which is the single most accurate polling out there, bar none, he has the GOP with a 6-point lead in Pennsylvania. This is amazing. Independents in Pennsylvania are breaking for the GOP by 17 points. In Arizona, the Republicans have a 9-point lead in terms of their generic ballot, and they lead among independents by a comparable 14 points. So these dynamics are the dynamics that are propelling these GOP candidates all over the nation, even in the bluest of blue states, to victory. And look, gang, all you got to do is look at some of the more prominent Democratic candidates out there. I mean, come on. As all of this is going on, you've got the clown, Beto O'Rourke, literally imploding. I mean, this is a guy who honestly needs a 6-month retreat, some counseling, and probably some medicine. I mean, he's utterly embarrassing, as are his supporters. So the Democrats are beginning to panic. They won't let on in the media, but even Bill Clinton, who himself was a victim of a massive red wave, behind the scenes, he's come out and he's been telling Democrats, get ready, guys, this is going to be bloody. It's going to be ugly come November. So all this said, of course, we cannot be complacent. Nothing is guaranteed. But if we get out there and vote and volunteer by the tens of thousands of the precincts, it looks like we're in for an amazing November midterm. As always, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. You will definitely want to check out my latest video on Democrats panicking over patriot militias actually taking over the bluest state in the nation. You're going to absolutely love it. So make sure to click on that link, and I will see you over there. God bless.